Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to this week's Midweek 180. Now you can probably tell I'm sat behind the steering wheel of a Tesla Model Y Performance. This is my press car this week. Now the fantastic guys at Tesla in Bournemouth, Hayden in particular, who was actually part of the team that sold me Charlie Clubman all those years ago, reached out and said, would you like to spend a week with a Model Y Performance? Because you've had one on the channel and you talk about EVs all the time and you've driven lots of different EVs, but we reckon you'd really enjoy spending some time and getting to live with a Model Y Performance. And I am. I've had it a few days now. I've done quite a few miles in it, and I won't put any spoilers out there because there will be a video coming to the channel soon, but it's a very, very impressive car. Not without fault, but a very impressive car. And it appeals to my immature and childish sense of humour, because any car that has a fart machine in it, which is completely useless piece of tech, is good by my book. Anyway, it's a busy week for me this week. It's actually Tuesday recording this, so I can't record it on Wednesday because I'm with Joe and Pat at Podium Place all day tomorrow filming the podcast. But if you've not seen one of these before, this is my midweek update where I bring you my news, views and information about upcoming reviews, all filmed in one take. I'm going to put 180 seconds in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, and that's it. A very simple format. So without further ado, let's get cracking with this week's Midweek 180. I shall start my timer. Okay, leader of the pack last week was Paul Mead. Well done, mate. Joined in the Magnificent Seven by Rod Matheson, Leanne Jackson, Michael Kember, Malcolm Brew, Stephen Spink and Francois G. So whoever puts the first comment this week, you'll be my leader of the pack next week, and the first 7 comments will be in my Magnificent Seven. Where are you and what you're doing? Well, that was John Morris, who was sat on a terrace getting fat and getting drunk on an all-inclusive holiday in Oludeniz, Turkey. I actually had to Google that to find out where it was. I do like an all-inclusive, but as long as it's a good one with, like, you know, high-end spirits and all that. But wherever you are right now and whatever you're doing, put it in the comments below and I'll give you a shout out next week. Last week's question was about the Autobahn, and if you've been on it, how fast have you gone? I think the fastest speed we had was Shane Waller, who'd done 176 miles an hour in his E46 M3. This week's question, I just wondered, if you've got a car on finance, on PCP or an HP, what's the interest rate that you've currently got? Because I think it's quite an interesting thing, and it's part of the podcast topic we're talking about tomorrow. I think there's a lot of people out there, like me, my interest rate on my Porsche is under 3%. And if I were to refinance now, it would probably be over 10%. And that's going to make a massive difference. And I think that could be a big challenge for the car industry. So I would love to know. Formula One at the weekend. I did watch qualifying, which I found quite interesting. I didn't get to watch the race. Max won his 10th Grand Prix in a row, which is an incredible achievement. It is getting a bit samey now, but then you could say that when Lewis was winning a lot, or when Sebastian Vettel was winning a lot, or when Schumacher was winning a lot. We've got a week off this weekend, and then they go to Singapore the weekend after. But new car news, Minis. Now, sadly, I didn't get to go to the launch event with Mini, but they launched 2 new cars within the last week. The new Mini Cooper, which is an all-electric platform. It comes in 2 power outputs, an E or an SE. The E has 184 horsepower and will do 0 to 60 in 7.3 seconds, and the SE has 218 horsepower, which is more than Ruby Roadster had stock, and that will do 0 to 60 in 6.7 seconds. And the E will do about 190 miles of range. The SE, finally a decent mileage from an electric Mini, will do about 250 miles, although I'm guessing they're WLTP numbers. And they are from £30,000. Styling wise, I need to see one in the flesh before I can make a big comment. They have this really striking central touch screen, which harks back to the design language you saw in the first 3 generations of Mini. So I quite like that. That looked quite cool. The new Mini Countryman was also launched. Now that's going to be available in both full battery electric and internal combustion engine variants from £28,500. But it's big. I mean, a Countryman was a big car anyway. The new one is 6 centimetres higher and 13 centimetres longer. Not millimetres, centimetres. Oh! But yeah, they're getting big, Minis. Really, really big. But I'd love to know what you think. As I said, I can't really make too many comments about the car. All I've done is read press releases, like I'm sure many of you had. I'd like to get in the car. I'd like to spend time with one. I am a big Mini fan. I thought the first electric Mini was an amazing thing, actually cheaper than the internal combustion engine variant, and down a B road, an electric Mini drove, in my opinion, better and was more fun than a Cooper S petrol. Its Achilles heel was range. They just had very poor range, and when it got cold, I know someone with an electric Mini that was struggling over the winter to do 90 miles on a full charge. So these higher numbers, 250 miles of range, will make that car far, far more usable and appealing to many. And the price, you know, £35,000. There are 3 trim levels which could raise that number a little bit, but I'm really excited about that for Mini. I know I'm over time, but hey, I don't care. This Friday's video, very special. I shot it yesterday. I haven't edited it yet, but I've seen the footage and it's very loud. Yesterday I got to finally drive an 860 horsepower Whipple supercharged Mustang. Manual, 6-speed manual, an immense car. One of the best sounding cars I've ever driven. Certainly road cars. I think the NASCAR at Goodwood will forever be probably the best sounding car I've driven. But this Mustang was pretty special. So that's the film on Friday. And then I've got a super busy few days. So as I said, I'm filming the podcast tomorrow with Joe and Pat. It's Goodwood Revival this weekend. I'm not sure. I'm certainly probably going to be there on Saturday. Whether I'm there Saturday and Sunday, we'll see. I can't make Friday. I've got other plans, sadly. But if you are around at Revival and you see me walking through the paddocks, come and say hi. And then next week, exciting, I've got a track day at Brands Hatch with Quaife on Monday, getting to drive a couple of their rather special cars, a nicely played with Ford Focus RS, and also a played with 420S, or is it 420R Caterham, both with 6-speed sequential gearboxes. Very, very exciting. So yeah, lots and lots on. But for now, I'm going to love you and leave you and get on with my day. I hope you're enjoying this lovely warm weather. It just makes a change to actually be able to do some filming for a change. But if you enjoyed that, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. Stay tuned for the Tesla Model Y performance review, because it's a good one. But I'll see you on this Friday at 6 for a very, very special, very noisy, very fast, very powerful Mustang. Proper muscle car.